So what is it really like to be a professional poker player? I've been playing poker professionally for about 17 years, okay? So a very long time. And not only that, I've coached hundreds of players for thousands of hours. So I know all the pros and cons of being a poker player. If you're thinking about being a professional poker player, or if you are a professional poker player, watch this video, let me know what you think, and let me know if your experiences are different. First, I want to say the best thing with poker is the freedom that it provides. Now, when you play poker for a living, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want to. I mean, the amount of freedom that you have playing poker it's really a thing of beauty. And I would argue that it's probably the best thing about poker. Even if you're not making like an absolute killing in income, the freedom that it provides is really just hard to match with any, like most other professions, let's say. You can wake up whenever you want. You can play as long as you want. You can go to sleep when you want. You can take a week off without checking with anybody. You can take tomorrow off if you want. You can take 2, 3, 6 months if you want. Like some people will take like a year off. I've seen people taking years off of poker if they want to, right? You can do whatever you want. You don't have to answer to anybody, and you're your own boss. But that comes with some very significant downsides. Now, if you're one of those people that is a procrastinator, or you're not able to self-manage yourself properly, you could very easily get into a situation where you dig yourself in a financial hole, right? Because nobody's telling you you have to be here at 9 and you have to leave from here at 5, right? Nobody's on your back telling you that you have to play for a certain amount of hours, right? So you can get into the trap of being like, oh, I'm just gonna play just enough to get by and pay the bills, or maybe just enough to get by and pay the bills, and then you're not able to pay the bills, right? So that's one of those things with poker that's kind of risky in that sense, where, you know, with other professions where you know exactly how much money you're earning, it's a lot more emotionally comfortable, let's call it. But with poker, you're kind of all over the place. You're like, I don't know how much money I'm gonna make this week or this month. Like, it's hard, it's basically impossible to know exactly how much. So you have to make sure that you're striving for more than what your bills are, right? So, you know, those are some of the potential downsides. Now let's talk about the emotional highs and lows that come with poker. I think we've all been there. When you're playing poker and things are going well for you, let's say you are just crushing it, just winning, week in, month out, month in, whatever. You are just winning nonstop for weeks, for months, maybe for like a year or two, where you're just crushing it. Or maybe you win an MTT or something like that.
The 5 of diamonds.
It is his time.
And that is it.
Maybe you have a big cash in MTT, it doesn't matter what it is. Poker can feel so good, guys. It can make your dopamine levels just skyrocket, right? Your dopamine just goes shooting through the roof. You can have so much pride and ego involved in your poker game, and you can just get to a place where you're so happy with poker. Like, it's unbelievable the amount of positive emotions that come with poker. Now, anything that can make your emotions go all the way high like this, unfortunately, can make your emotions go rock bottom as well. So let's talk about that. Poker can really brutally beat you down. And I say this from experience, and I say this from working with players that have gotten beaten down as well. All right, I've been beat down so bad in my career. You know, over the course of 17 years, I want to say at least like 8 different times over the course of 17 years, I got to a place where I was like, I'm feeling so much emotional pain from this game that I almost want to like quit. You know, I consider the option of quitting because the emotional pain is so great. Now, I never did, because once that emotional pain fades away, you kind of like, the logic comes back in, you're like, oh, wait a second. Playing poker just gives you so much freedom. The lifestyle's amazing. The income could be amazing if you get really good. There's so many benefits to it. But this is one of the biggest downsides, that emotional pain, guys. When you're getting crushed week in, week out, month in, month out, you feel so much pain, guys. It hurts so bad, because it's not only the fact that you're losing money. That's one of it. The other thing is your ego is taking a hit. Now fear is creeping in, because you're like, maybe I'm not as good at poker than I thought I was, and maybe I'll have to get a normal job. Now I got all these people that thought I was crazy for playing poker for a living. Now they're right and I'm wrong, right? All these things kind of creep up in the back of your head, and you're just like feeling all those emotions at once. It feels like somebody's like stabbing you, right? Like it's just like, you're just like, oh, it hurts so bad, guys. It hurts so bad. So here's what I will say to anybody that plays professionally and anyone that is looking to potentially play professionally. You have to understand this about poker. It's not all rainbows and sunshine and butterflies and what have you. It's, you know, there is a lot to poker that is painful. So it's hard to compare it to like just having like any other normal job or whatever. I'd say it's, you know, it's pretty high up there in terms of stress when it comes to poker.
Medical evaluation, fail. Physical evaluation, fail.
If you're someone that wants to live like a stress-free life and just go smooth sailing and be comfortable, poker is probably not going to be for you, because, you know, poker is going to take your emotions on a roller coaster. You're going to be going up, you're going to be going down, you're going to be going sideways. It is going to take you on an emotional roller coaster, and you are going to get on that roller coaster whether you like it or not, especially if you want to maximize your earning potential. If you want to play as high stakes to make as much money as possible, you are going on that roller coaster. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I guarantee it, guys. So just keep it in mind. You have to accept all parts of it, okay? That means the highs, the lows, the freedom, also the self-managing aspect of it. You have to weigh all these, the uncertainty of like, I don't know how much money I'm gonna make this month or this year or whatever, because of uncertainty. So it takes a lot of, like a very resilient person, emotionally strong person, just to play poker for a living. Okay, just even if you play poker for a living, you can give yourself a pat on the back because you're already definitely an emotionally strong and resilient person to have to deal with these kind of ups and downs. Just think of it this way. I have friends that don't play poker for a living. And if these guys, if they go to the casino and they lose $100, they would be very upset for days, maybe weeks. So just think about what we do for poker for a living. We're going up and down hundreds or thousands, and some of us even tens of thousands per day. That's insane. To be able to do that, you must be a strong human being and a resilient human being. So give yourself a pat on the back for that. In order to continue playing, you have to go through those emotional swings. You must, guys. You must. It sucks. I know firsthand. It's terrible at times. It's just part of the path, guys. So for those of you coming to this video hoping that I was gonna say being a poker professional is the coolest thing ever, and there is nothing wrong with it. There are times where it feels that way. That's not completely wrong either. There are times where it feels that way, but it's definitely not as smooth sailing as some people think it is, okay? So good luck on your journey for being or becoming a professional poker player, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.